If you have a system that's a high win rate, but the wins are small, there's a ceiling on how much you can actually make. Large R winning trades and systems that have large R winners have no limit. You can see we mentioned Paul. With Paul, if he can have a win rate of 50% and he only does 5-to-1 trades, his expectancy is $2, which is insane. These large R winners have massive implications for your trading if you can embrace the concept. The key factor of great trading systems, how you can actually start to build a great system. What actually is the key factor? The key factor is large R winning trades. Big winning trades are the secret sauce to trading success. Everybody thinks it's win rate. It's not. It's having big winners. Now, one of my favorite traders of all time is Paul Tudor Jones. And Paul Tudor Jones talks about that he will not take a trade unless he can make 5 times what he risks. 5-to-1 means he's risking $1 to make $5. When 5-to-1 does for him is it allows him to have a hit ratio or a win ratio of 20%. That means that he could be right only 20% of the time and he would still make money if he takes a minimum of 5-to-1. We built this table out. This table is an amazing table. It shows the impact of large R winning trades. So if we had a system that if we risked $1, we'd make $1 if we were right. So 1-to-1. And we were right 100% of the time. Then for every bet that we made, we'd expect to make $1. That's our expectancy. What's interesting is that if we go for big winning trades and we just use 3 times, Paul was talking about 5 times, but if we just use 3 times our loss, we only have to have a 50% win rate to have an expectancy of $1. The same as perfection at 1-to-1. So small R winning systems have a ceiling in performance. So if you have a system that's a high win rate, but the wins are small, there's a ceiling on how much you can actually make. Large R winning trades and systems that have large R winners have no limit. I'll say this again, they have no limit. So these large R winners have massive implications for your trading if you can embrace the concept. So you can see we mentioned Paul. So with Paul, if he can have a win rate of 50% and he only does 5-to-1 trades, his expectancy is $2, which is insane. If you have any kind of frequency with $2, you'll be rich beyond you can imagine. And that's what Paul is. Okay. And you can see that out here, it just gets way, way, way above 1. So if large R winning trades are the secret sauce, what is the secret recipe? What is the right recipe? And this is that we go for big R winning trades and we get our win percentage up. Well, that seems obvious, but this is what I want you to understand. If you just go for big R winning trades and your win rate is too low, you can never scale it because you'll always scale into a drawdown. This is where Dr. Tharp came up with the concept of SQN, the system quality number. System quality number really blends win rate with large R winners. So if you can just have a minimum of 3-to-1 and preferably 5-to-1 or greater for your potential R winner, and then you can blend that with a win rate, it has to be greater than 40% and preferably greater than 50%. Notice it doesn't have to be 70% or 80% or 90% or 98%. You can just get it over 50 and you have the potential for big wins in every trade. That alone will make you a lot of money. I have to say this again and again. Getting your R multiple, getting your potential R at a good level is probably the single greatest thing you can do to improve your performance. I see this in options trades all the time. I see people that, they'll sell options or they'll sell spreads and their mind is, well, it's going to go to 0. So I'll just do that. But if the reward to risk is poor, it's really hard to overcome. You have to be right all the time. But if you just say, I'm only going to trade when my reward to risk is a certain level, 3-to-1 or greater, let's just say, then it's going to cover all your mistakes. It's going to make life so much easier. And it's going to make sure that you allocate your focus, not just your capital, but your mental focus, your mental capital, that you're going to allocate it to the best opportunities. and you'll benefit from those. Because of that, you'll trade them better. This is something we talk about all the time in our ecosystem with our students. The importance of large R winning trades. If you embrace this, it'll change your life. So I'll see you next Tuesday when I show you different ways, just like today, to think about how to take your trading to an elite level. I'll see you next week.